Well, first tonight, the Supreme Court has delivered a split decision in the case over withheld Osun State local government funds. By a majority of 6 justices to 1, the Apex Court on Friday struck out the suit filed by the Attorney General of the Osun State against the Attorney General of the Federation. The court ruled that the Osun State Attorney General had no legal right to institute the case on behalf of the state's 30 local governments. It held that only duly elected and inaugurated local government officials have the jurisdiction to sue or be sued directly. Well, in its judgment, however, the Supreme Court also declared that the federal government was wrong to withhold local government funds, describing that action as a grave breach of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and its recent decision granting full financial autonomy to the local councils.
Will thank their lordships on the two sides of the divide. When we get the two judgment has been delivered now, we can make comment. I find it extremely difficult, honestly, with profound respect to their lordship on the majority side, that the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation will have the capacity to protect 774 local governments, and the Honorable Attorney General of Osun State will not be able to protect the 30 local governments in state. It's a puzzle that is very difficult for me to understand. But we give glory to Almighty Allah. One thing is certain, as they've rightly cautioned the Federation, something is very vital in our development. Opposition must be allowed to breathe. It's neither here nor there. When you refuse to exercise jurisdiction, you've not made any pronouncement. That does not give anybody victory. The matter has been struck out. It does not give anybody victory. With the fact that some people they have very good access to all the coercive apparatus of the state, that is the Federation in particular, they can use that one to terrorize the minority. But certainly, when you strike out a matter on general base, it does not give anybody jurisdiction.
Well, joining us now for an in-depth analysis on the Supreme Court ruling on Osun State withheld local government funds by federal government is Musibao Adetunbi, a senior advocate of Nigeria, counsel for the Attorney General of Osun State. You just saw him in that report. Good to have you on Newsnight, senior advocate.
Good evening, ma'am.
Well, you said in that report that you didn't understand exactly, the premise on which the Supreme Court ruled, struck out Osun's suit over the withheld local government funds. What exactly about it don't you understand? And what does this mean, really, for Osun State?
Just like I said, for every lawyer will say as the court pleases. That does not curtail our right to analyze and to disagree. I did understand. Their lordships struck out the suit from what I had in the court. I was in the court on 3 grounds.
Right.
Original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, local standard, and cause of action. Their lordships said from the lead judgment, their lordships said that money belonged to the local government, the individual local government, and that those individual local governments should be the one to approach the court. But the puzzle that I don't understand is this. When the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation approached the Apex Court to say, look, the governors are diverting, they were diverting the money of the local government. The money then belongs to the local government, just like it belongs to them now. Equally, every state in the Federation has local government law, which makes local government to be autonomy. Their lordship disagree with all those arguments put up by the state attorney generals. And their lordship ruled that it's a public interest litigation.
Right.
What's public interest litigation? It's about the people of Nigeria. In the case at hand, the Federation said, give the money to the APC elected officers. The state disagree. These are not the people. Who are the people sovereign? The people of Osun State.
Right.
So, to now say, what is the subject matter of the first case? local government money. What subject matter of the second case? Local government money. That's where I am lost. For me, I am lost completely. So, because the table has turned to me, it looked like a 360-degree somersault.
Okay.
On the part of the Supreme Court.
On the part of the Supreme Court, on the part of the majority judgment.
Because it's still the same matter of the monies for the local government.
For local government.
Yeah. So I understand that, but do you also appreciate the understanding of the justices when they said the local government should have been one to approach the court and not the state government? Do you appreciate that? And do you agree with them, at least to that extent? Also, the hint that, there was no contempt on the part of the Attorney General of Osun State against the Attorney General of the Federation. That hint, do you think we might likely see the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation release Osun State funds? I mean, what are your expectations going forward?
Now, first, your first question.
Yes.
Is that
why did you go on behalf of the local government and not the local government themselves?
Local governments themselves.
Now, that's what we call judicial precedent in law. By judicial precedent, their lordship laid down that the AG can go for public interest litigation when you want to defend your people. My dear sister, the AG Federation is far away to the local government than the AG of the state. Let's be honest with ourselves. AG Federation is up. You have AGs of the state. AG of the state is closer to the local government. He went to say, look, don't allow this money to be diverted. The AG also went to say, look, this money is about to be diverted by the federation. The only difference is that while it's accusing the federation of diverting the money, the federation accused the governors of diverting the money.
So and the people who are at the center of this, sorry, SAN, because the question really is, and that's what the justices have highlighted today, the people at the heart of the matter seem to be quiet on the matter. The local government chairman. Why is the state speaking on their behalf and approaching the courts on their behalf? Is the question really, and that's what the justices highlighted. That's the first part of my question.
The first part of your question, let us get it right.
Yes.
A state or a local government is not an abstract. It's to be controlled by a human being. The PDP people are laying claim to be the chairman. The APC people are laying claim to be the chairman. Who is going to give instruction for a local government to institute an action? That is number one. Number two, why was the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation allowed to speak for this 774 local government? And now, the Honorable Attorney General of Osun State could not speak for them. So you should address that. Why? Is it what is good for the gander?
Your point is the Attorney General of the Federation is so far
away
from the
local
local government.
So to the second point of my question, what are your expectations going forward? Do you see the money's been released?
No, for now. Money has been released. Let's get it right.
Monies have been released.
Money has been released. That is the money in the UBA that we said
is sitting in the
United Bank of Africa, released in the name of the local government. But you and I know that somebody should be the chief executive. Who is going to be the chief executive? Where two people are contending now.
Right.
Have you gotten the point? That to me make it more of interest, public interest litigation. To say, look, and they are not their lordship. You spoke about the content.
Yes.
That was their first ground of their objection.
Yes.
They said by collecting the money, the Honorable Attorney General of Osun State and Osun State is in contempt of the former judgment. And their lordship said, no, you frustrated the effort to get the effort to make to implement the judgment. And they even condemned them. They said they soiled their hands. That is even the majority. They said they soiled their hands. If they are frustrating, as their lordship found, they are frustrating the compliance with the judgment, and it is impossible to implement the judgment, then so the state fold its arms and be looking.
So what is the option now? I mean, where does Osun State go from here? Because against the backdrop again that the Supreme Court actually admonished the federal government to give full effect to its own judgment, granting fiscal autonomy to all 774 local governments.
You know, that was the last warning of the...
Yes.
After dealing with the case, they repeated that order.
Yes.
That, look, give effect to our judgment. That, I don't know how it is going to be done, how it is going to play out. But I think the case of Osun State is simple. Just like I told you, the money, to the best of my knowledge, is in the local government. To the best of my knowledge, Osun State has passed a law to stipulate who the signatories in his own local government account must be. I'm aware of that. They've passed a law to that effect. And I'm aware that the two of them are still contending. Even, if you remember, in the judgment, they read it out that even in their contention, that is the AG Federation's contention, he's saying that the APC tenure ought to end in October. It was read out in the judgment. So if it ought to end in October, by now we should not even be in any problem. But I'm equally aware that those people have filed a suit in the Federal Court contesting whether their tenure has ended or not. So I know in
that report, you made a point that the opposition should be allowed to breathe. Do you think there are political undertones to, you know, what has happened? I mean,
my dear sister.
Yes.
You know the problem. You know the problem of this country. We engage a lot in deception. We are deceiving ourselves.
How do you mean?
Yeah. Our case is a foliage of deception. We're in a foliage of deception. You see, we know the truth, but we run away from it. Do we have opposition in this country today? The answer is no. Where's PDP? Which opposition party are you talking about? There is no opposition. What's the problem in Osun State? Go back. Let us be honest with ourselves. In Osun State, when the election was conducted in the last presidential election, Atiku had a higher vote than the current president. So now, is Osun State in peace? The answer is no. Osun State is not in peace.
Okay.
Let's be sincere.
All right. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Musibau Adetunbi, will continue to watch what unfolds in Osun State, because it looks like the more you look, the less you understand, the less you see.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mr. Musibau Adetunbi is the counsel for the Attorney General of Osun State.